It's NFL Mailbag time, and not only are we live on YouTube when this is recorded on Wednesday, we're also live on Rumble as well. And if you want even more NFL content, go ahead and give us a follow right now over on Rumble at rumble.com/NFL Daily. First question coming in, Brian Cowart. On my trip here in Brazil and still have to catch my guys from Chat Sports, what's up with the 49ers? Why they won't trade Jimmy G? Personally, I think what Kyle Shanahan has done as a head coach has been spectacular, but you can make an argument that the way that him and John Lynch have handled some of their, we'll say, off-the-field general manager duties hasn't been that great, and the way that they've handled this whole Jimmy Garoppolo trade hasn't been very good either. I would have settled for a third-round pick for Jimmy G a little while ago because, let's face it, when you give up that much draft capital for Trey Lance, teams are going to expect you to start Trey Lance. Do I think Jimmy G is worth more than a third? Yes, I do. Do I think he's worth more than a second? Yes, I do. I would give up more picks for Jimmy Garoppolo than I probably would Carson Wentz. I think Carson's more talented, but Jimmy's a better leader, and Jimmy's a better quarterback when it matters the most. The issue is this. The 49ers didn't handle that situation well, and in terms of a trade, I don't have a good answer for you, but I know my guy Chase Sr. does, so go ahead, hit him up on Twitter or on Instagram. He can help you out. MAJ Super Chat. Is it more or less likely that OBJ returns to the Rams, and is there any updates on how soon he'll return to play? I would have thought OBJ was a little bit more likely before the whole Allen Robinson thing happened, but also I didn't think that the whole OBJ move would happen in the first place because they also had Robert Woods. And if there's a team that could take a chance on Odell, I do think it is the Rams because they seem to be in all-in mode. They're also a team that watched him play last. I see Beckham waiting until probably July to sign a deal with any team. Definitely after June 1st, definitely after the NFL draft. But right now the top team that I could see going out and getting OBJ is, in fact, the Los Angeles Rams. Let's go to Creative Crunch. That's an interesting cereal. Chris Olave to the Titans at pick 26. Grade that pick, please. I would give it a B+, A- because I love Chris Olave. I think he offers you a lot, and it would really help out Ryan Tannehill in that offense. You'd have A.J. Brown, Robert Woods, and then Chris Olave. You also have Austin Hooper, so 4 very reliable targets. I also say this. I don't see Chris Olave getting out of the top 20. He's one of my favorite wide receiver prospects. He might not be built like a wide receiver 1, but that guy just simply gets open, and that can't be understated for how important that is in the National Football League, obviously. So I would give it a B+, A- grade, though I don't see him being there. So how many wide receivers, y'all, get drafted in the first round of the 2022 NFL Draft? I just recently saw a mock that had 7 wide receivers go in round 1. There's a lot of wide receiver talent. There is no doubt about that. The number that I would put it at is 5.5 would be my over-under because I see Garrett Wilson, I see Chris Olave, I see Drake London, Treylon Burks. Does somebody take a shot on Jameson Williams? That remains to be seen. Jahad Dotson from Penn State's another really solid receiver. But now there's starting to be rumors around Christian Watson from North Dakota State. He's a great player. No way I'm taking him in round 1. So let me know, how many receivers get drafted in the first round? What up, Quentin? You're next up here on NFL Daily. There's always one running back going in the first. Could you see Buffalo going Breece Hall in the first if they don't like the remaining corners? The offense would be disgusting. Breece Hall is my number 1 ranked running back, and I love from what you saw from Iowa State. He also had a really good combine. He's like 5'10", 220 pounds, really good between the tackles runner. My only issue would be is this. Right now, the Buffalo Bills have Devin Singletary. I like Breece Hall more. They signed Duke Johnson in free agency. Duke's just a pass catcher. But you also have Zach Moss, who invested a third-round pick out of Utah in. Would Breece help that offense? Yes, no doubt about it. However, if I was Buffalo, I would look at corner as being a bigger issue, especially when you look at a team like Miami who just went out and they traded for Tyreek Hill. They also have Jalen Waddle. There's a lot of speed there. And if you want to slow down the AFC, which has got quarterbacks and teams that are loaded right now, Russell Wilson, Patrick Mahomes, You got Deshaun Watson now in the or on a better team in the AFC. I'm going to go defense if I'm the Buffalo Bills. What up, James? What are some of the top destinations you see Devin Lloyd going to? You know, this is a really good question because Devin Lloyd is my top overall linebacking prospect, and I think that he could fit on a lot of solid teams. The issue is this, like Philadelphia, does he fall to the Eagles at 15? Not 100% sure. Could a team like the Baltimore Ravens take him at 14? Could a team like Houston end up grabbing him? Like, I like Devin Lloyd a lot. I think he could go in top 10. He's that talented. It's just some of the teams that I thought could take him ended up trading out of the first round. I see him going between 15 to 9, though, in the NFL draft. If you're looking for more content, yes, more content, we are now on Rumble as well. Not only do we go live on YouTube, we also go live on Rumble, and sometimes we even do shows after NFL Daily is live on YouTube. So we do these fun little segments called Rumble After Hours, which is content strictly for Rumble people only. So this is a growing platform. If you want a easy way, a free way to support what we do here at Chat Sports, go ahead, give us a follow right now, rumble.com/NFL Daily. That link right now is available for y'all in the comments and in the description of today's video. Travis Davidson, Malik Willis, or Desmond Ridder at pick 9. It's Malik Willis to me, and it's not even close. If you guys want to get your votes in, though, please go ahead and do so. Type MW for Malik Willis, or I want you to type DR for Desmond Ridder. I'm not touching Ridder. This might surprise people. I know it's a weird thing to say out loud. I wouldn't take Desmond Ridder in the first round. Malik Willis, my number 1 overall quarterback. Ridder, to me, isn't a first-round prospect. If Desmond Ridder, if Malik Willis, when they're drafted, we're going to be keeping you guys up to date. Why? Chat Sports, we're going to be live for the entire NFL draft. All 7 rounds, every single pick. Not only that, we provide a lot of draft analysis. We go ahead and we do mock drafts. If you are a draft junkie, now is definitely your time to subscribe to Chat Sports. So hit that subscribe button and turn on that notification bell. LRaider_88. How realistic is it for Ziegler to trade later round picks for first round picks or second round picks? It's not going to happen. The Raiders don't have enough picks this year to get into the first round. If the Raiders trade their 3rd, 4th, both their 5ths, and their 7ths, that's not enough to get into round 1 this year. When you look at the trade value chart, it's not. It's not enough. So if you want to go ahead and get into the first round this year, you got to move a first-round pick probably next year to get up into this year's draft, which I'm not necessarily excited about that idea. If you want to try to get into the second round, then sure, you might be able to package your 3rd and your 4th-round pick to get up into the second if a player slides down. The more likely thing is trading away a player that you currently have on your roster. Smokey254 McKenzie. Do my Texans trade the number 3 pick to the Saints for their 16th and a player and a first next year? Texans load up on picks for next year, better class. I mean, if you're going to move from 3 all the way down to 16, you better get more than even what you just stated. Like, if I'm going to go from 3 all the way down to 16, I'd say Saints, give me your 16th, your 19th pick, throw in a player, and next year's first on top of that. To go that high in the draft, I would want a lot more. The issue is this, if the Saints do that, that almost guarantees that they're going to go ahead and take a quarterback, which would be interesting. But if I was Houston, yes, I would trade back, get as many picks as you possibly can accumulate, and then you try to make that rebuild as efficient as possible. What up, Dom Towney, Trayvon Walker, Tariq Woolen, Tyler Smith, and Nick Petit-Frere, with Seattle's first 3 picks. Also, could Denzel Ward be traded? I would be shocked if Cleveland ended up trading Denzel Ward. I think he's a hell of a corner. In terms of those first 3 picks, so what? You got 9, 40, and 41. I think it's possible. I know a lot of people like Walker as a top 10 pick. Personally, I don't think he was that great of a player to go top 10. Definitely top 20. Tariq Woolen is one of the best corners out there. I love him a lot, so I think that pick makes sense. Tyler Smith, though, still a little bit early for me, but if you're desperate for a Dwayne Brown replacement, Tyler Smith from Tulsa did have a lot of good numbers and probably one of the better sleeper prospects at offensive tackle. I know we had a question earlier on today's show around Desmond Ridder, so how about this? Which team ends up drafting Desmond Ridder? The quarterback from Cincinnati, 4-year starter, had a solid year this past year, 30 touchdowns, 8 interceptions, over 3,000 yards, 64% completion percentage. Which team drafts Desmond Ridder? Let's go to Doug. If the Steelers have a quarterback they love, what pick do you think they have to trade up to, and how much would they have to give up to get him? So right now the Pittsburgh Steelers, they're at pick 20, and it's kind of cool because last year the Chicago Bears, they were at pick 20. They traded up a lot of picks to get Justin Fields. So probably if the Steelers want to get up to 5, you're probably going to have to go up your first-round pick this year, your first-round pick next year, and let's say a second and a fourth. So, Coop, if you could cook that up for me, that way we can see what it looks like. I mean, maybe you go that far for Malik Willis. He's probably the only quarterback that I could see them giving up that much for. And then Kenny Pickett, obviously, with his connections with Pittsburgh, could be interesting on top of that. But, man, I mean, if I was the Giants, I would do it because you also have the number 7 overall pick. So here's what the trade ends up looking like if they wanted to move up to number 5. This is what I believe they'd have to give up. So the Giants get the first-round pick this year, 20 overall. They also get to keep their 7th-round pick. The 2023 first-round pick, a second at 52, and then their 4th-round pick is 138 overall. The Steelers then would move up to number 5, jumping the Panthers, jumping the Atlanta Falcons to take a quarterback. And the only way I'm giving up that much draft pick capital is, honestly, man, for Malik Willis. So who wins this trade here? What do y'all think? Type NYG for the New York Giants, or do you think the Pittsburgh Steelers end up winning this deal? If Pittsburgh has their heart set on a quarterback, then sure, you go ahead and you do it. I think the New York Giants, they'll win this deal because there's not a quarterback in this year's draft that I'm giving up this much draft capital for. Let's go to Steve's cousin. Do the Chargers get Justin Herbert another weapon? Odell Beckham Jr. maybe? If the Chargers want to get Justin Herbert another weapon, I think Odell Beckham Jr. is a very good, talented player, right? Here's my thing, though. I would just rather try to get a talented wide receiver than going out and getting OBJ. I don't know if OBJ is healthy. I don't have a good answer for you on that. And if I want to go out and get a wide receiver who reminds me of OBJ, I'm going to go out and get Jamison Williams. He's going to be cheaper. Like, not only is he going to be cheaper, but he's younger, and you can make the argument might be more explosive at this current time than Odell Beckham. So the Chargers are in the division with the AFC West, and I talk a lot about the AFC West over on Locals. So if you're a Raiders fan and you come across this NFL mailbag, I do a lot of mailbags, more exclusive content over on Locals for Raider fans. If you want, you go to RaidersReport.locals.com, and if you just want to get to know me a little bit better, I actually did a Zoom call-in, had a few people tune in. We drank some beers, watched the North Carolina and Kansas game. I had a lot of fun doing it. I go live at least once a week, and in fact, I'm going to be going live on Thursday this week, if you're watching this live, where I talk about the Raiders, drink some beers, have a good time. I also did the One Chip Challenge, and if you're a supporter, you can see these exclusive videos and exclusive content. So if you're a Raiders fan, go to RaidersReport.locals.com to get more Raiders exclusive content from me and the Chat Sports gang. All right, so out of the 4 teams that y'all see on screen right now, who ends up this 2022 season with the most wins? If you think it's the Tennessee Titans, I want you to go ahead and type TEN. Baltimore Ravens, BAL. Seattle Seahawks, SEA. The Pittsburgh Steelers, type PIT. The reason why I'm going to go with the Tennessee Titans is because they're in the weakest division. Though the team that I see being the worst on screen is Seattle. Baltimore has the upside with Lamar Jackson. Pittsburgh has the defense, but they're in a much tougher division. So I'm personally going to go ahead and say TEN. Fishing Life, Mike, what up, my dude? Who do you think will be the surprise player to fall out of the first round? Good question. Surprise player to fall out of the first round. This might be an unpopular opinion. I'm going to go with Drake London, the receiver from USC. He's really talented, but has already had some injury issues that I know some NFL scouts are a little bit weary about. So if I know some of these other wide receivers are really talented and I could take them in the first round, I'll say Drake London, but that would be a big-time surprise.